Hello everyone and welcome to RadioCSIRT, your daily cybersecurity update. I'm Mark Frederick Gomez. It's Tuesday, November 11th, 2025, episode 482, broadcasting live from France, Indra area under a beautiful sky. Here's what's coming up today. KeePassXC clarifies its policy on AI use. Human review required, no AI functions integrated, full transparency of the code. NCSC launches the Cyber Action Toolkit, a free interactive guide to help small businesses adopt simple and effective cybersecurity habits. Triofox faces an actively exploited critical vulnerability, CVE 2025-12480, allowing attackers to run code and install remote access tools through its antivirus feature. A PT-37 hijacks Google Find Hub to remotely wipe South Korean Android devices and spread malware through KakaoTalk. 3CX sees scanning activity targeting backup FTP servers. A reminder of the risks of using FTP for sensitive data. Fantasy Hub, an Android spyware offered as a subscription service, complete with fake apps, tutorials, and customer support. The industrialization of malware. Firefox strengthens its anti-fingerprinting defenses, limiting online tracking without breaking website compatibility. All OSINT sources used for this episode are available on RadioCSIRT.org and in the episode description. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. We start with KeePassXC, the open source password manager which detailed its strict quality control process. Every contribution goes through continuous integration, automated tests, and mandatory manual review before merging. Even maintainers must have their changes reviewed by another maintainer. The project updated its policy to regulate the use of AI-generated code. If a contribution relies heavily on AI, it must be clearly labeled. The team only uses Copilot for simple tasks, such as minor fixes, tests, or interface tweaks, never for cryptographic or major structural code. All AI-assisted submissions are reviewed with the same rigor as human code. So far, 18 AI-assisted pull requests have been identified, all public and traceable. The maintainers insist no AI feature will ever be integrated into KeePassXC. They believe human error poses a greater risk than AI itself, and that true security depends on verification, transparency, and systematic testing. Next, the National Cybersecurity Center, NCSC, has launched the Cyber Action Toolkit, a free tool aimed at helping UK small businesses strengthen their cybersecurity posture. This toolkit turns NCSC recommendations into clear, actionable steps, enabling users to track progress and apply immediate protections against phishing, ransomware, and data leaks. Tested with 2,500 users, it proved far more effective than traditional guidance in prompting real action. Using visual cues, rewards, and simplified language, it helps even non-experts adopt best practices quickly. The NCSC notes that the UK's 5.5 million small and micro businesses are just as exposed as large organizations. Now in public beta, the toolkit aims to remove the perceived complexity of cybersecurity and offer a scalable model for other industries. Mandiant has reported active exploitation of CVE 25-12480, CVSS 9.1, a critical flaw in Gladnet's Triofox file sharing platform. This vulnerability allows unauthenticated attackers to access configuration pages and execute arbitrary code. Although patched in late July 2025, version 16.7.1036.8.56560, the threat group UNC6485 began exploiting it as early as August 24th. Attackers created a cluster admin account by rerunning the setup process, then abused the antivirus feature to execute scripts with system privileges. By redirecting the antivirus path to a malicious batch file, they downloaded a Zoho Unified Endpoint Management System installer from an external server, deploying Zoho Assist and AnyDesk for remote access. Once inside, they conducted reconnaissance, reset passwords, and escalated privileges to domain admins. They also used Plink and Putty to create encrypted SSH tunnels to their C2 infrastructure, enabling inbound RDP access. Mandiant advises users to update Triofox immediately, review admin accounts, and ensure the antivirus configuration cannot execute unauthorized files. The North Korean group APT37, linked to the Konni and Kimsiki clusters, is abusing Google Find Hub to locate and remotely wipe Android devices belonging to South Korean victims. The campaign starts with KakaoTalk phishing messages posing as government or police agencies. Once opened, a digitally signed MSI installer deploys .bat and VBS scripts that execute an auto IT module, iokitr.au3, to maintain persistence and download secondary payloads such as Remcos-RAT, Quasar-RAT, and RF-RAT. These tools harvest Google and Naver credentials to manipulate account settings and erase evidence. After compromising accounts, the attackers trigger multiple factory resets through Find Hub, erasing all device data and isolating the victims. They then use hijacked KakaoTalk PC sessions to spread the malware to new targets. Google clarified that no vulnerabilities were exploited in Android or Find Hub. The attack relied on stolen credentials from infected PCs. Users are urged to enable two-factor authentication or passkeys and verify the source of received files before opening them. A report from SANS reveals a wave of scans using the username FTP_3CX, likely targeting FTP servers configured for 3CX backups. While 3CX provides enterprise telephony software, it doesn't include a built-in FTP server. It does, however, allow configuration backups to be sent to an external FTP host, where the example user is 3CX FTP user, not FTP_3CX. According to Johannes Ulrich, Son.edu, attackers seem to be probing these backup servers in hopes of retrieving sensitive files containing credentials or configuration data. Cowrie honeypots observed multiple login attempts using usernames like 3CX Backup, Backup 3CX, and 3CX Backups, along with common passwords. Because Linux accounts are often shared across FTP, TELNET, and SSH, the same credentials could expose multiple services. The report reminds administrators that using FTP for backups of sensitive data remains risky, as these credentials can be exploited for unauthorized access. This is not a 3CX software flaw, but an opportunistic attack exploiting poor security practices. Researchers from Zimperium have discovered Fantasy Hub, a new Android spyware offered as malware-as-a-service on Russian-speaking cybercrime forums. The subscription includes a complete package, documentation, video tutorials, and templates to create fake Google Play pages mimicking apps like Telegram or banking portals. This remote access Trojan, RAT, allows even non-technical buyers to build and distribute Trojanized apps. A dropper option lets users upload any APK and receive a modified version containing Fantasy Hub. These fake apps usually request only SMS access, but that single permission bundles access to contacts, files, the camera, and microphone, granting near total control of the device. Once installed, the spyware can exfiltrate messages, contacts, call logs, photos, and videos, intercept or delete notifications, and stream live audio and video without consent. It also displays fake banking windows to steal credentials and PINs. The threat extends to corporate environments with BYOD policies, where one infected phone can expose internal communications. Zimperium advises downloading apps only from trusted stores, checking permissions carefully, and using updated anti-malware tools such as Malwarebytes for Android, which already detects this spyware. Finally, Mozilla has released a major privacy update with Firefox 145, improving its defenses against digital fingerprinting, a tracking technique that identifies users by their unique browser on hardware characteristics. Initially available in private browsing mode and enhanced tracking protection ETP strict, these features will later become default. Fingerprinting uses data such as screen resolution, system fonts, CPU cores, and time zone to create persistent user profiles. Phase 1. Protections reduced user trackability from 65% to 35%. The new Phase 2 brings blocking of local fonts, except for essential language fonts, random noise added to background images read by sites, fixed CPU cores reported as 2, limited multi-touch and adjusted screen resolution, filtering of dock and taskbar dimensions. These measures lower unique identification to just 20% of users. Mozilla notes that total blocking would break legitimate website functions, so users can disable protections on specific sites if needed. Firefox 145 also ends support for 32-bit Linux versions, now considered obsolete. And that's the end of this episode. I hope it provided clear and useful information. You can share your feedback by email at RadioCSIRT@gmail.com. See you tomorrow for a new episode. Until then, don't think, just patch. Sending you much love. See you tomorrow. Bye.